you mentioned Alzheimer's earlier today.
Yeah.
My mom and my grandmother my grandmother had Alzheimer's, my mom has Alzheimer's. I would love to know.
Sure. So one of the things that you have to realize, and it's, again, it's like Joe Vitale is saying, it's going to be strange. Some of the things I'm going to tell you is weirdo. I mean, it is, and I don't care whether you do it or not, because I'm going to do it. Yeah. So I'm just going to share it with you, and you either do it or not, and if you don't do it, I love you anyway. So there's a special fern here on this ground, on the property. That's why I'm here. As I was doing the cleaning, I saw this fern come up. It's called fern. I do not know the Hawaiian name for it, but this fern has on it has spores behind the leaf, so, and they're all over the place. So you get a leaf, but you got to talk to them. You don't want to be tearing something without getting permission, and you don't want to tear something because you'll create pain. So the way to do anything if you're going to work with a plant like this is you say ice blue. So all you have to do is say ice blue is the cleaning color. Ice blue. Now one of the things that I have ice blue is I have here on my band. I did some classes up in Canada, and Canada has the maple leaf, and the maple leaf helps with people who have problems breathing. It's a tool that erases respiratory problems. So if you do anything with plants, you have to talk to them. And before you touch them, you got to remember you're in the presence of God. So before you touch them, you go ice blue. So ice blue, and then you can touch. But you don't want to do anything without doing ice blue first, and you don't want to tear anything without asking for permission. Now, I suspect you would get permission to go after Ramsey. Where is Ramsey? Ramsey, you know what fern I'm talking about on the ground? Yes. Yeah. Can you get one for us, Ramsey? Yeah. I don't see. I look for it outside of here. You'll probably have to go further down. If you would help me with that. So you're talking. You're doing your cleaning. I love you. Thank you. But you're talking, and you don't want to do anything because this is God. And so there are going to be ferns out there that you can talk to and do the ice blue, and then ask it permission for you to take a leaf. Okay? So now you take the leaf, this fern, and you brand whatever it is that you're working on. You just brand it. So in your mind, you say, let's say Alzheimer's come up in your mind, your mind. So that means you have a memory of whatever it is, and all you do is say, I brand it with fern. I brand it, whatever the it is, with fern. And the Vinny will know exactly what the it is that has to do with Alzheimer's. No, you won't know. So I wouldn't be fussing around with trying to figure out what the memories are. But this fern will work on whatever memories which are related to space. So you have space things that have come into the Earth's, whatever you want to call it, and this is the thing, that space thing is related to HIV too. So as you work on this branding, you will work on a couple of things: the Alzheimer's, you'll work on the viruses of HIV, and you'll work on these super viruses that no medicine can undo. You've heard of these super viruses, yeah? Yeah. So please know that every virus has the 3 cells. So let me just make up the cell of HIV, or call it whatever. They've got these 3 cells, these stuff. So what we're looking for when we brand it is getting at those memories. We're not getting at the cell. We're getting at those memories. Ramsey, can you just hold it up? So here's what I'm talking about. See it? So 2 things I want you to be clear. You cannot pass this on to somebody else and say, here's how to work on, because why? Because you're the problem. So this particular fern, unique to Maui, unique to Sheraton Maui, is really a brand. So a brand is what? It's a logo. And so you're using the logo called this fern, and I don't know if maybe somebody will research the Hawaiian name, but that brand can brand anything that has to do with superviruses. Super bead. And all you do is take one of these and you put it on. So if I have a mother, I have ancestral stuff that has to do with Alzheimer's, I just take it and I said, okay, whatever is in my ancestry line, I brand it with the fern. Yes, Ramsey?
Actually, the name of that fern is...
Can you come and put it up there on the board? That's why Ramsey came. See? Ramsey's going to help us with this stuff. Can you erase the board, ma'am? So we only want that word up there. We want to erase the entire. Now, can you imagine as you touch it, it's undoing the memories in you, HIV, all of these that you brought in. Yeah. And what does that mean? Does it have a meaning, Ramsey? Lao e.
It's Lao what?
Lao Lao.
What?
Yeah. Do it. Erase it again and try it one more time.
Okay.
So I would put this name because then in your mind you can use this name, Hawaiian name. You got to say it correctly. Yeah. You don't say it correctly, it'll come back and bounce against you. So you make sure you learn this word correctly. So let's listen to what he's saying.
Okay, it's Lao Wa'e.
Lao Ahi.
Lao
E.
Wa'e. See, the A in this last word is kind of pronounced Wa'e. This is the Okina, or the glottal stop.
That's a punching sound.
Right. Lao is the leaf, yeah. Like lao. You folks ate lao last night with the green leaf. Well, a lao it's the leaf. So it's a leaf, and this wa'e is just the type of fern it is, type of leaf it is. And those leaves those ferns were used as decoration. If you go to luau's, like last night, you see all those ferns. When I was growing up, the ferns was all on the table. And it has a strong smell when it's young. I think that is kind of an old leaf. But it has a very strong smell. On the underside, there's little dots. And that's what...
Spores.
Pores, yeah. And that's what the doctor was talking about earlier.
So make sure we use this expertise that Ramsey had. So if you're not, hello, raise your hand. So what we want to make sure is that he helps us with the correct pronunciation. So
Yeah,
if you
it's...
have one to add, raise your hand. Yeah.
It's Lao Wa'e. It's like Lao Wa'e. Yeah. And it's Ho'oponopono. It is not Ho'oponopono. It's Ponopono. Yeah? It's Ho'oponopono. Not Ponopono. Yeah? And the doctor is correct because the Hawaiian words have so much meaning that if you pronounce it wrong, it's a totally different context. You take in the word, it's totally changed the meaning.
Let me give you an example. So the word for son is kala, as opposed to kala, which means money or forgiveness. So, let's get it right. Because this is a powerful anti-virus stuff against memories in you and me that deal with HIV and space stuff. The reason why we're having problems dealing with this is because, unbeknownst to us, there's a space element in these viruses that you can't defeat. They can't do it. They reconfigure themselves. Yeah. So if you are still unclear, my friend Ramsey is available. He will only charge you $50 in a whack. He has to, Okay? So logo. This is the logo for doing away with these super viruses, which are memories in you.
Does this fern have to come from Maui? Can we find it elsewhere?
Like where?
The fern?
Like where?
Wherever we live.
No, you can't. That's why you come to Maui, because it's a Maui fern.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we would like to practice this back at home, then we use the word.
Or you take a picture of it. Or, I mean, there's a lot of or. There's different ways you can solve it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Not at all. Yes, sir.
Let me tell you that I have it in California. It's my backyard.
Yeah, okay. I would still do it on Maui. Yeah. Yeah. But there's something about the Maui strain that will do this super virus stuff and bring it to an end. And can you imagine? We didn't have to experiment. Yeah. So I don't know where to go unless Joe. Where's my friend? Joe, do you have anywhere you want to go? Because unless you have a question.
There is a question way in the back.
Well, do you have any of these tools for other kinds of mental illness or depression?
This fern will do it.
Oh, even mental illness? I'm sorry. No. Yes.
What is mental illness?
Schizophrenia, depression.
That's data in you.
Well, that's what the labels are.
I know, but they're bullshit. Did you know that no medication can help what you're talking about? Do you know that in this great country that the sixth cause of death is medication, prescribed medication? So listen, just do it.
Do this.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Remember now, it's not schizophrenia. It's data. Data. If I say to Michael he's schizophrenic, I'm saying that to God. Can you imagine that we label people and like labeling God? We're saying to God, you're schizophrenic. Now, he was born perfect. So what we see in him is not God. We see the crap in us. So to label some autistic and like, we have labeled God, a divine person. So I'm trying to get you to see, listen, you got it like the Hawaiian, the words are so powerful. If you name somebody schizophrenia, it's going to come back and hit you. I tell you, I'm sorry?
The disability system hinges on the
No,
label.
you hinge on it. You're maintaining it by saying that. We can undo it. But you're the one that's saying the system doesn't exist except in your mind as data. Isn't that so? I mean, we're saying this is the system, but we're saying that's in ourselves. But now we can undo that. Really. So you don't have to deal with schizophrenia, HIV. You don't have to deal with these. But the only question is who's going to be responsible. Shall I read again? Anybody, everybody, and somebody. Yeah. I'm just trying to be as straightforward because when you leave this class, you're either going to be 100% responsible or you're not. And most of you, I have doubts, Really. Yes, sir.
Cleaning when we're asleep, or was I asleep?
I'm sorry?
Cleaning when we are asleep.
Yes. You can do it by talking to this child in you and say to the child, here's how the cleaning works, and when I sleep, go for it. And it will do it. Yeah, you can teach the glass how to do it too. Did you know that? This thing is real. You can teach the glass how to clean. So in our house, everything cleans. Glass, cars, the house, the washing machine, the dryer, everything cleans. It's learned how to do it. Because most of the time we're goofy and we won't be 100% responsible, but they can take care of themselves. Yeah. Anything else before? I don't know what else to say to you. Maybe I'm.
How do we teach the glass to clean?
The same way you would teach a person. I mean, what makes a glass different from a person? They have feelings. You know, for example, you don't know who used this glass before. This glass has the subconscious, and it holds all the memories of everything, that even the manufacturer. Like as I'm looking at this particular glass, this manufacturer had financial problems. And you're drinking from a glass which a manufacturer had financial problems. But, you know, if you clean before you do anything, you'll be fine. And then if you cannot be teaching anybody. You have to only teach those things that belong to you. Yeah? Like in this room, I had an opportunity to talk to the room only because I said to the room, we don't want you to go crazy while we're in here, because there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff going on. Yeah. So you can talk to the glass like you would talk to our friend here. Yeah. Anybody add, or actually I'm done unless they go on.
Ho'oponopono. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. If you haven't heard of it, brace yourself, because it's the most powerful, the most transformational, the most magical, the most miraculous technique I've ever come across. I'm Dr. Joe Vitale. I've written 80 books. I've recorded 15 albums. I have 200 some products. I have a coaching program, certification programs, but nothing ever has had the impact in my life as Ho'oponopono has. I've been teaching it to other people since around 2005. There is great depth to it, though it's very simple. On the very superficial level, there's really only 4 phrases, and you're kind of saying them as a quiet prayer or petition. But there's so much more to it than that. And what I really want you to do is check it out. I want you to check it out for you, your family, your friends, and ultimately for the world. It's that powerful. And as I like to say, expect miracles.